morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you guys decide to watch this video. How you guys doing today? I know it's been a little bit since I uploaded. A lot has been going on in the gig economy and with my my other channel. A lot of good things, some bad things as far as the gig economy. But of course, you guys know I'm gonna give you an explanation of what's going on, what's been going on, why I kind of slowed down with the content. But it is going to be picking back up because a lot of football is done for probably, I want to say the next month. I think I have like 1 or 2 more tournaments to do, and then nationals are in January. So hopefully the content picks back up. I'm definitely going to get more into Grubhub because of security slowing down. So let's get into it. So as we all know, Uber has been trying to acquire Postmates, as I'm looking off my notes again. Uber has been trying to acquire Postmates, which they fully accomplished, I think it was a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So they officially acquired Postmates, but I think in their email or messages, whatever they sent me, they said nothing is going to change currently. So I think it is a full merger, but I think they're going to operate differently from now on. Eventually, I believe they are Uber is going to absorb Postmates, and then it's going to pretty much be on the same app. Maybe not. But so far, they have absorbed them, and I haven't really seen any changes with Uber. But I know Uber has been really making moves over the last couple months. Especially after their proposal. Oops, sorry about that. Their proposal going forward. Other work that I'm doing. Sorry about that. That's from my other channel. As you can see, also my setup is a little different because got new equipment, new desk. So I had to move the room around to go forward with that. So again, it's gonna look a little different, but we're gonna get used to it. But let's get back on topic. So I did sign up for Uberpets. It makes me nervous a little bit. I don't know why I signed up for it. I do love animals, but I don't know, I love them enough to have them in the car. I did see some horror stories where the pets that people had brought into other people's car, they had a pet for everywhere. So I think either I'll have to buy something to cover the seats if I'm gonna do that, but also, I think you can report if the pet leaves a bunch of hair. I think you can report that as a cleaning fee. So I guess that's something that us as drivers have to worry about, and also something as customers that you guys may have to worry about. Do your best not to, check dirt or, fur, which is going to happen. They're pets. But just be aware that that's going to happen. But I did sign up for it, so I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. It just gives me more options to generate revenue. But we're going to see going forward. Maybe I'll start doing Uber. I don't know, man. Uber has been really up and down. So I don't know, but we'll see. I also signed up for Uber Connect, which is like another delivery service. So they dropping off items instead of people or pets. I did sign up for that, but I did not see it on my where I put what service I want to do today. So I don't know, maybe it didn't update as of yet, but I'm still wondering what's going on with that, because I did see Uber X, Uber XL, Uber Pets, and delivery. So I have 4 out of the 5, or maybe it's just integrated where it's going to be Uber X, and then I guess when it breaks down, or the pickup or whatever, we'll see what it actually is, if it says it's like an item or food or a person's name. So we'll see going forward. But I did sign up for Uber Connect, and we're going to see how that is going forward. That is something I'm probably going to do instead of having people in my car. But you guys will be the first to know when I actually do it. But we'll see. Uber also has now set up a auto accept feature, which I think is a good idea, but it could be bad as well. You may have auto accept something that you don't want to, but that's the risk you take. When I first started doing Uber and Lyft, I actually had a paid app that would auto accept orders, but I think if I got an order from Lyft and Uber at the same time, they would see, I believe they would see how much whichever one was paying me more, and that's the one they would accept, and they will auto cut off the other app. So if I accepted an order from Uber, it would open the Lyft app and close the Lyft app. I mean, sign off the Lyft app and then go back into the Uber app. So it was a really cool app, but it was very pricey. I think it was like $60 a year. That's pricey to me. But yeah, I mean, they want you to spend less time touching your phone while you're driving, and I understand that because some customers do report that as, they report that as you improper use of phone. I don't remember what the exact term is. I never got accused of it, but if you're touching your phone while driving, it's deemed as unsafe or something like that. So that could put you in bad standings with Uber. But they did implement a feature. I don't know how old it is. I just seen it not too long ago, or they just sent me the email or whatever it was, the notification saying that they now have a auto accept feature, which I think is a good thing. And the bad thing, you may accept something that you don't want to, but again, that's the risk that you take when you have on a feature like that. And lastly, Uber, we're saying that some deliveries may request a PIN. I don't know if it's for food deliveries. I don't know if it's for it doesn't say. I don't know if it's just for food deliveries or their Uber Connect deliveries, or I don't think it would be pets, because pets, I think you have to have somebody in the vehicle with them. But I think they do alcohol as well. So maybe any of their delivery features other than having a passenger or pet in the car. I believe that some deliveries may require a PIN for drop off, but I'm assuming that's probably just alcohol, or maybe alcohol in their deliveries. Because that would make more sense other than having food. I guess a confirmation for food, but we never know. They wasn't very clear on it. So, but again, there's just something if you guys dropping off something, or you guys are going somewhere and it pops up, so you guys are not unaware of it being a PIN feature. I believe some other apps require a signature. So as long as it's not a signature, because with that one, it's a lot more annoying when you have to do a signature. But it is what it is. Now, I know a lot of negatives has been going on with Instacart, but I'm gonna speak about a positive of theirs, not really affecting us. It's kind of a negative for us, or I would want to say it's their positive doesn't affect us. So as you can see, Instacart has been valued. They're doubled in value in this year, and I believe it's because of the pandemic and because of their donors. So they went from I think they were about a 7 point something billion, or between 7.7 and 9 billion. I think they were in this year, and they doubled it pretty much, and they went to a 17.7 billion dollar company. So it just, for me, the reasons why you guys haven't been seeing the Instacart content, because the orders are terrible. And I don't want to drive to, another county, which will be, I'm in Suffolk. I don't want to drive to Nassau County, which is 45 minutes to an hour away, to get decent orders. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's multiple orders. It may be like a $40 order here with lower mileage, but it's so far and few in between, it doesn't even make the drive worth it. I don't mind traveling, to make, a good amount of money if I know that it's going to be consistent throughout the day. Not that I'm going to go out in the morning and get one good order, and then I'm going to be stuck with these 8 to 15 mile drop-offs, triple, double and triple batches. For me, it's not worth it. So that's just one of the things that keeps me away from doing Instacart. But what I will say is that I know on the weekends, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Monday. So between those 4 days, that's when some of the good orders do come in early in the morning. And I notice that when I go out for football and I travel either to New Jersey, PA, in the city, New York City area, not so much Staten Island, but I know when I go out early in the morning to film for football, I know that some really good orders do pop up. And unfortunately, I can't take them because I'm out there to do another job. So I know that going forward, this month, I would say up until Nationals, I know that I'm definitely going to try to give it a chance throughout the weekends when I know that orders are out there. But we're going to see. Again, I don't really know what's going on out in Suffolk. But I know in Nassau, sometimes they do get better orders. And stuff in Nassau is where, you know, a lot of the money is for Long Island, because that's where a lot of the businesses are in. A lot of the major businesses are in Nassau. In Nassau, sorry. But we're going to see. But there's also other reasons why I stopped doing some of these gigs currently. And I'll get into that in later in the video. But right now, let's get on to the next topic. This is one of the major things that stopped me from doing Instacart. Other than, like, I know low pay is one of the major orders. Major orders. One of the major reasons why I kind of slowed down on it. But this is another reason why I kind of slowed down on it. It's not just affecting me, but it's other people in the Instacart group as well, where they'll deliver an order and then customers will report, like, items missing. No matter if people take pictures of the items clearly on the top of the order. I know that things are being reported missing, and it just frustrates me that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work an hour and a half, to do my best to bring you the best quality and the best, type of product that you want, and bring it to your doorstep, nice, neat, packed, organized, and for me to leave it for you, take a picture and leave it, and then you report, 1 to 19 items missing. Like, that's just so... It's so disrespectful, and for me, that doesn't make sense, because we have to send pictures. I could see if we didn't have to send pictures like we didn't have to do back then, but now we have to send pictures. So for you to say that something is missing or damaged when it's clearly in a picture, Instacart is just not doing enough to protect their shoppers, and that's one of the things that's really it holds me back from doing it, because why am I going to give all of this effort when my potential earnings or my future earnings can be affected because the customer felt the reason to lie when they clearly get the picture? So I just don't know. It just becomes extremely frustrating. Again, that's just one of the many reasons why I kind of slow down with the app going forward. But we'll see. Hopefully things change and they do, and they put out more protections. I know, again, they do the investigations into locking out customers who pretty much continuously do this, because this has been a problem for some time, especially during the pandemic. It was like an epidemic when people was just reporting things not delivered, and Instacart would just, hey, I'm going to eat the loss because it's easier for me to refund you the money because you're going to spend it back in my business, so it's just easier for me to do that, other than going through all the proper necessary steps to see if it's really fraud. And that's just one of the things that I just don't understand, especially being as a business owner. Like, there's things that you can accept, there's things that you can't. But I also understand that, yeah, I'm just going to refund you the money because I don't want to lose a potential customer going forward. But I also don't want to screw over the worker. But that's just things that we got to know, we got to deal with ourselves. Now, the main part of this video is just, I don't want to say it's frustrating, because it's like, when your gut is telling you something, it's normally right. And again, because of all the gig work, all the gig jobs, they're pretty much all in the same loop. It's just very frustrating when you don't have proof of something and then other people confirm it, and it's just, I don't know. For me, it's extremely frustrating when you know that you're getting screwed over, but then when it's being brought to you, it's like, bingo, here it is. So we're going to talk about a few things going on with DoorDash. And this, as much as these topics are focused on DoorDash, it's not only tied to DoorDash, because Uber does it. Instacart definitely does it. And I want to say Grubhub, but I'm not 100% sure when it comes to Grubhub. But again, my experience may be different than other people's. So it was this YouTuber named Doordash Dad, and I watched his video, and it was as of recent, and he confirmed something that, again, I know that goes on, but he just had the first-hand experience of it. So pretty much he was going for, I think he said it was like a small bonus of like $4, and it was like you do X amount of deliveries or whatever. Maybe my interpretation of it is not 100%, but pretty much you deliver a certain amount of orders. Same thing that Grubhub does, same thing that Uber Eats do, and same thing that Instacart does. But Instacart is real harsh, because with Instacart, pretty much for $60, if you do 5 orders in a certain amount of time, you have to take the smallest orders, and sometimes it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? If you're going to take all of these small orders, But the mileage is so far. But that's another topic. But to get back on DoorDash, yeah, they throttled him, and what I mean by that is when he tried to reach his bonus, he couldn't get, I think he said it was like up until like a minute after the hour where he needed to get the bonus, he didn't get any orders. And he said that he's seen people, he was in a populated area where he know that, a lot of food traffic is going to be. He just didn't get anything. And this happened with me with Uber Eats when I went for their bonuses, and their bonuses are hard to get. Their weekend bonuses is hard to get. It is a good amount of money if you do get it, but they make it extremely difficult. When you reach a certain amount, you get throttled. And it's not just me, my friend, she also does Uber Eats, and it was throttling her as well. So it just, we know that they do it, but again, it's just frustrating. Like, there's no reason for them to do that because, again, without a lot of these bonuses, it's not worth working it. You know what I mean? If I got to spend $30 a day, if I'm going to do 100 and, I think it was like 36 and 91, it's like 150. I think it was like 150 because I think I averaged it out to about 30 a day. If you do it from Monday to Friday, I think there was like 150 orders, and you'll make around, I think it was like an extra 500 and change or something like that, right? But if you don't hit that goal and you're dropping, like me, again, I have an SUV. If you're dropping $30 a day, 30 times 5 is 150. So if you don't hit that bonus, you already have to minus yourself 150 for the day. And because now the orders are $2 and $3, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? So if you don't hit the bonus, you know, what are you really working for? And it just, it's just frustrating, So they kind of throttled him for him not to get the bonus. Again, it's not the point that the bonus was only $4 and it was, something light. It's the point that it's the principle behind it. Like, don't do that why do you guys do that to people? It just becomes more and more increasingly frustrating with that. So again, it's something that I experienced. It's something that, this gentleman experienced. It's something that my friends experienced. And it's just no reason to do that. And again, it was really harsh with Uber Eats. And again, it's bad with Instacart as well because the orders are so low paying. It makes it extremely difficult to do sometimes because you don't really make the money by the time you drive all of these miles on a car. It doesn't really worth it. So it is what it is on that one. But the next topic is just it shows why I don't mess with the DoorDash platform anymore. Now, as you guys know, I've told you this multiple times. I love driving for Grubhub, but with DoorDash, I love their interface, right? So that's the only reason why I kind of mess with DoorDash. But again, everything has been slowly declining. So according to the rideshare professor, if you haven't tuned into his channel, please do. I'm not sponsored by him. He doesn't put me on his channel. I don't care. It is what it is. But I feel like I go to any YouTube channel where I can extract, content or extract information where it can validate my credibility. So pretty much, according to him, he has a campaign going called Delete DoorDash, and it's because DoorDash settled a suit for $2.5 million from stealing tips. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read and talk. From stealing tips, and using confusing language, for the drivers, or the drivers to not understand. And this isn't the only company who's done this. Instacart, as you guys know, they were caught with their pants down as well. Instacart did the same thing. So basically, what Instacart was doing was, the more whatever the scale was, the more that somebody tipped, the less they would pay, the less Instacart would pay out. So I remember, I think last year, if not the year before, maybe last year, customers would tip 0.22, so 22 cents. So we know that they'll tip us in cash when we get there, and that also forced Instacart to raise their raise their base pay on what it was paying us. But now, what Instacart did was they pretty much included the tip into the actual pay. Pause. They include the gratuity, into the pay. So the higher the gratuity that a customer paid out, the lower they would pay, but they combine it together. So pretty much, that's what that's what not only DoorDash is doing, but I know Uber Eats did the same thing, because Uber Eats, again, they dropped their pay for their food. They dropped it to $2 to $3 a delivery. So it's like, how is it that all of a sudden everybody's using the same model, but you still want great service, but you're lowering my pay and I don't have any say so. So again, it for me, it doesn't matter that they paid a $2.5 million lawsuit if they stole $5+ million in gratuity money. So yes, I 100% agree. Delete DoorDash as a campaign. I 100% support it, because again, if the fine doesn't outweigh if the punishment doesn't outweigh the crime, then they're gonna keep doing it. Like that's just business. You know what I mean? Like that's just business. They're like, I'm gonna pay a $2.5 million fine, but I'm gonna steal $7 million in tips, so I net 4.5. Like that's just what it is. Like there's no real consequence behind it, and it's frustrating, because I think that lawsuit was only for the state that sued them. So I can imagine what they're doing in other states. You know what I mean? So it's just very frustrating working for a company who does that. And like I said, the pay, all of a sudden the pay just started decreasing. Like the promos started, like the promos were trash. They stopped paying out decent bonuses per whatever that shift was, or from, like, I know from 4 to 7 is when they started doing like the 3 + 3 + 4 + 5. That went away slowly but surely, and they started doing $1 and $2, but it was just no orders. And we already know that they pick and choose whom they want to give orders to. We know that for a fact. I mean, I believe they all do it. I think they all do it. The only time it was really prosperous is when the pandemic first started, when Instacart, and then everything was up for grabs. Everything was a grab bag, which was fine. But then they did the BS where it only goes to like the top dashers, which would be fine. But then how is it that nobody's receiving these bad like all of a sudden, if you're under a 5-star, you get the worst batches, and it's gonna take you 100 orders to get back in good standing? Like that's just foolishness. And I'm not saying that as a person who's upset because they stole my account from me, not once but twice. I'm saying that as a natural a worker. Like that's wild to me. But it is what it is. But again, back to DoorDash again, off topic again. This is what I do, one take. It's frustrating. Like you pay a fine, but there's no real consequence behind it. So the only thing that I'm hoping that this leads to further investigations on, they go either state by state, or they just they just blanket it, like cover. I'm hoping they go state by state, and then they need to be paid back that, because it's not just money that they're stealing from us. It's money that they're stealing from customers as well. You know what I mean? Because they're thinking they're paying they're paying the customer a gratuity, but it's going to the CEO, and that's just not how you do business. That's just not a good business model. But again, if they're going to get away with it, if you're only going to make them pay X amount, but they've stolen double, triple, quadruple, quintuple that amount of money, it's never going to be a real negative, and you're just screwing over people, not just hardworking drivers, but hardworking customers. But that's all I got for you guys today. Again, I'm sorry that I've been gone for a long time. I'm trying to get into the more content. I'm trying to give you guys more content. But again, with stuff like this, it's just like this isn't fun. Like it's no longer fun for me. So I'm gonna try to get into it further in this week. Seeing how this weekend might be slow for me, football wise. But I don't know if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. And again, until next time, guys, have a good one.